Is Binance Chinese? Now, this question has surfaced, and if you've been watching this channel in the last couple weeks, I have been saying this the entire time. And I don't want praise from anybody. I'm just letting you know that I already was thinking this, and now this is starting to come into the news headlines today. This article was published about 50 minutes ago. It's on Cointelegraph, and I'm sure you're going to see a lot more stuff tied to this in the coming days. Based on now the Financial Times, which is another paid media outlet, is saying they've obtained documents that has verified that Binance is directly tied with the Chinese government. So basically what I've been saying here for weeks on this channel, that just because Binance isn't located any offices in mainland China, they have offices in Malta, Europe, the Middle East, all across the world, but not in China. It is still a Chinese company, yeah? So what does this mean, right? Well, there's a lot of geopolitical things happening in the world. We got Xi Jinping, the leader of China, going to Russia. We have Japan going to Ukraine. We have Taiwan leaders leaving the embassy in Honduras. And we have Honduras saying they want to strengthen ties with China. So let's put all this together. Let's tie it together. And how does that have anything to do with crypto? Well, it has a lot to do with crypto, just based on what I just said. But what this means is that if Binance is a Chinese company, that opens the doors for crypto to now be a majority Chinese. They have the largest hash power behind the US. They have the largest. Binance does 8 billion in trading volume a day. And they have problems with the SEC and the financial regulators now coming after Binance. And this ties back into probably the documents they requested a few weeks ago when I did on this channel. I was talking about how the financial regulators and authorities were demanding certain documents from Binance. So I don't know exactly how that turned out. But whether or not Binance is Chinese, it does matter to the world in terms of where crypto is going. Now, I don't personally have anything against Binance being tied with China. I have nothing against that at all, actually, because I really truly believe that cryptocurrency long-term exchanges will play a smaller part in this whole thing. But nonetheless, we're talking about it today. So let me just kind of sum it up and give you an idea of what all this means. Documents reviewed by the Financial Times show that Binance kept staff and operations in China despite announcing its departure in 2017. So they banned crypto in 2017. I think it came back in effect where it was like legal. And then they banned it, I think, after the Plus token scam, and then it got banned in 21 or 22. I can't keep track of all this because China just bans it, doesn't ban it, bans it, doesn't ban it, bans it, doesn't ban it. And the reason they do this, I think, too, is it just really shows how much control that China has on the cryptocurrency market. Again, not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, we're trying to do the same thing here in the U.S. with regulators and stuff like that. So, I mean, China's very similar to the U.S., guys. We can try to dance around the topic and say that China's communist, capitalism is good here, but in reality, these places are very much closely related. I don't care how you look at it. The whole freedom of speech thing here and freedom of speech thing there is it's all a bunch of load of crap. So I know that things are, if you look at it in a very specific level, you could say China is very different from the US, but on a very general level, it's all very much the same. It's about control, it's about power, and it's about the power to control the monetary and money of the entire world and expansion of these ideals among through these specific countries as well. And it's the same thing. I mean, so if you look at it in a general perspective, taking out all the little micro analyses of every little thing that China does different from the United States, again, it's power over money, and control. That's basically the same thing. They just have different ways of approaching this same general concept. So CZ from Binance says, we no longer publish our offices' addresses. People in China can directly say that our officers are not in China. Zhao reportedly, CZ reports in a company message in 2017. So he wanted to leave China because obviously there's a crackdown. Now the hash power in China hasn't cracked down. In fact, it's stepped quite up recently, and it's almost 34% of the entire world's hash power. So, more lies. Employees were told in 2018 that wages would be paid through a Shanghai-based bank. A year later, personnel on payroll in China were required to attend tax sessions in the office based in the country. And I want to say another thing. Who the fuck cares if Binance is Chinese? Does Binance not have... Binance has no obligation to this. They don't have to be Chinese, but if they want to, who is the media in the United States to say that, right? Employees were told, we already read that. Employees were told, based on these messages, Binance employees discussed a media report that claimed the company would have an office in Beijing in 2019. Reminder, CZ says, publicly we have offices in Malta, Singapore, and Uganda. Please do not confirm our offices anywhere else, including China. So they're kind of playing both sides of the fence. They don't want to tell the world that they're in China because they don't want to stir up the crap. But if they are, so what? Who cares? Who cares if Binance is Chinese? I sure as hell don't. I care about more freedom for the world. Not more freedom for the United States. Not more freedom for China. Not more freedom for the countries who embrace crypto. The entire world. These imaginary lines, guys, have got to get over themselves. The report backs up accusations made in a lawsuit in 2017 by the United States. The United States, always trying to fight everybody, huh? United States Commodity and Futures Trading Commission against the exchange, claiming that Binance obscured the location of its executive offices as well as identities and locations of entities operating a trading platform. You know what? So what? HitBTC. Does anybody know where that exchange is at? You can go online right now and go to the US and send crypto to it. Does anybody else know where Does anybody know where HitBTC is located? Exchange. Let me ask you that. They keep going after Binance. I lost multiple Bitcoins on HitBTC. So my question is where the fuck is HitBTC exchange located? And why is the US not going after these shady exchanges? They only want to go after Binance because they know Binance is Chinese. Whether or not they are or aren't is up for question. One Financial Times says they are. Binance CZ says they're not. But whatever. We all digress, right? All right, so reports from accusations, blah, blah, blah. We already read that. And they did have a customer service center based in China to address Mandarin speakers. Those employed wished to remain in the company were offered relocations in 2021, which was the bull market, which was the whole COVID pandemic. So they got their people out of there. That was smart. According to the exchange, anonymous sources are citing ancient history and dramatic, where am I at here? What are we talking about? Mischaracterizing events, and this is not accurate pictures of Binance operations. With daily trading volume over 8.5 billion, Binance is the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange. The company claims that it has never been registered or incorporated in China and does not operate there. The 8,000 employees are stretched over Europe, Middle East, America, all over the world, Africa, and Asia Pacific, according to Binance, but they don't mention China. Again, I personally don't care where they're at. This is going on about Do Kwon. But my point of the video, guys, is if Binance is Chinese, if they're not Chinese, what does it really matter? Because cryptocurrency is made for the entire world. It's not made for the Chinese, it's not made for the United States, and it's not made for either one of those geopolitical powers to have influence over the entire world, even though each country seems to think that's the case. Like I said, most of these all these countries around the world, you can say what you want, they're all generally after the same goals, and those goals are power over money, and they want to influence their own ideologies around the world. That's basically what they're doing here. So people can think in their head that there's these symbiotic differences among these countries, but really they're all one and the same. And that's the whole idea of cryptocurrency. That's the whole idea of Bitcoin in the beginning, was to challenge these same systems that have been in place for thousands of years, dating back way before the Roman Empire. I mean, back to when human beings were living in tribes and there was a tribe leader. I mean, this idea of human power is the problem. It's not whether or not Binance is Chinese. It's not whether or not Coinbase is US. It does have nothing to do with that. But this is just what politicians in power, United States governments, China governments, and governments around the world try to do. They try to censor the big ideas and push their own story onto their people. And I guarantee if you read any of the main news outlets, Fox, CNBC, any of these sites, they're going to be telling you one story based on if you're a Democrat or Republican, they're going to be pushing those stories based on such. And if you go to China and you read the Southern China Post or whatever their news article is over there, they'll be telling you that things are heating up with Taiwan and America, and China's the best. So each one of these things are these countries, these imaginary lines are all the same. You might think you have more rights here, but you don't. Chinese might think they have more rights there, but they don't. And the quicker we break our chains and ties from these type systems, the better off I think humans will be. So I'll leave you with that, guys. Tell me know what you think. Let me know if you disagree, agree to disagree. That's fine. So we'll just carry on and keep on going and see what happens in the next couple weeks, next couple days, next couple years, decades, and so on. Have a great day wherever you're at in the world. Catch you next time.